Hi, it's Davey Mooney, coming to you from the University of North Texas, where I run the jazz guitar program. Benedetto artist, Sunnyside Records artist. I got the latest record here way back, although I just got the new record in the mail. Y'all, it's coming out in January. I should have brought a copy for this video, but I forgot. But I'll show you in the next video. It's called The Word, and features the same band that we had. This one's covered up. The Benign Strangers Band got back together. That's John Ellis, Glenn Zaleski, Matt Closey, Ko Omura, and yours truly. And me and Ko, half his tunes, half my tunes. Really turned out great. You know, I don't usually say that about. I mean, I'm one of those like eternally dissatisfied with my own performance type musicians. But this one, I like how I played on it, and the tunes were cool. So I'm really excited about it coming out. Gonna do some gigs with Ko in 2025, and yeah, stay tuned. I'm still on my sabbatical. It's I've been trying to really chill these last couple weeks because I have so many projects. I always got so many like irons in the fire, and I did the new CD. I did my new Mel Bay book. I got to check in with them. I think they have 1 million books to look at. I've turned it in, but they haven't really like commented on it yet. But and yeah, I'm just trying to relax before I got to go back to work in the spring. I mean, it'll be fun. I love my job, but I also love just chilling at my house. But anyway, that's not what I want to talk to you all about today. I want to talk about the tune "If I Should Lose You." What's his name? Robbins. I'm sorry, no, Robbins wrote the lyrics. Ralph Ranger composed this song. He's the guy who also wrote "Easy Living." I think "I Wished on the Moon." "Thanks for the Memories." That's kind of a fun song. I used to do that with Lindsay Zaorski. Shout out to Lindsay. And yeah, I can't remember how this song came to me. Honestly, I think that someone just had like a lead sheet on a gig in the early 2000s, and I kind of just liked the song and started playing it. I don't really remember, but I know it's on the Montgomery Brothers record Groove Yard, which is a great record. It's a nice ballad version. Hank Mobley on Soul Station, of course, one of the great like swinging post-bop records of all time. Who else? I found last night I was sitting in front of the fire pit because the weather's got a little cool out here in Denton, and I was looking through versions on my phone, and I found this great Shirley Horn album that I wasn't familiar with called Embers and Ashes, which was I think her first record, and she sings it on there. I love her version, which then I thought was maybe an influence on the Kurt Rosenwinkel version from Deep Song, which is almost like a bolero or like a cha-cha-cha, some kind of it's a really cool groove that he put on the song. And that's a great like 2004, 2005 vintage Kurt Rosenwinkel. I love that album, man, it's so good. This tune has been like the vehicle for so many great performances. What else? Grant Green, Bird with Strings. I mean, we could go on forever. I found the original sort of version is in a movie called Rose of the Rancho from 1935, 1936, and there's an old, if you go on YouTube, you can hear a really old recording with the vocal. And it's funny, the keys are interesting, who plays it in what key. There's a lot of variety. I forgot to see what Shirley Horn sings it in, but obviously if you're a vocalist, you're going to move it around. But among instrumentalists, Bird with Strings is in G minor. Wes Montgomery's in G minor. Grant Green is in B flat minor, which is actually the key of that really old version I found on YouTube with the scratchy record. It sounds like it's in B flat minor. And then the vocal is in A minor, something crazy like that. And then Hank Mobley's in D minor. So the key thing is all over the place. I'm going to play it in G minor. And I actually remember as I was thinking through the chords of this song, I realized that part of this this tune was an inspiration for me for the chords of a song that I wrote called Wrinkles, which is one of my the tune I play on every gig that I ever do. But anyway, the song. What's cool about it too is it has in the melody and sort of in the way the chords fall, it's like an appoggiatura, I think is the correct term. I don't know what the term is for a chord. So in other words, you you'd think that the first chord would be G minor, and it is G minor, but it's kind of D7 flat 9 over G minor to G minor. So there's almost like 2 beats of, or F sharp diminished, or some kind of 5 right on the beat. I should lose you, the stars. So you have that sort of chromatic approach chord falling on like the first 2 beats of the first measure is maybe D7 over G minor, or over G. And then beats 3 and 4 you have G minor. And it's kind of like parts of You Must Believe in Spring, if you go back and watch my video on that, or just check it out. He kind of has that same thing we have. And the appoggiatura refers to that a melodic sort of leading tone almost to the chord tone. I mean, it's kind of funny to think about it in jazz because, you know, the 9 to me is a chord tone, but the idea that it's a chromatic approach, if you go 9 to 3rd, the 9 is considered like a sort of a non-chord tone, maybe, in the classical realm, circa, I don't know, 18th century sometime. They had a lot of rules, y'all. But then the trick is, like, when you're improvising over the song, do you ignore those approach chords and just think of the chords as if I should G minor, 2, 5, G minor, then a 2, 5 to E flat, it has the same thing there with a chord. So when you get to E flat major, it's really like, it's almost like E flat diminished to E flat. Then a 2, 5, yeah. That 1 diminished to 1 thing. They can sound kind of old-fashioned sometimes, but I love that kind of stuff, y'all. And when I'm soloing over the tune, it's hard for me to not reference that occasionally, you know, because to me that's what makes the tune sort of beautiful. That's that like yearning dissonant note that wants to go. So I'll just go through the chords. Let's leave that to one side. I'll go through the chords that I play. I noticed on the iReel when I was doing the performance, they had some weird chords toward the end of the tune that I didn't like, and I changed them on my phone. But so you got G minor, A minor 7 flat 5, and walk down to F minor, B flat 7, E flat, 2 5 again, do wee boo 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 bee boo, and then you can kind of go to C minor there, and then F7. Then B flat major, and again it's got that 2 5 back to G minor with the same little C7, C minor, and then it's an ABAC form. And to get back to the second half, what some people do, I think Wes does. So C minor, B flat minor, A minor, D7. And I did that on my song Wrinkles, you know, where I go. That was sort of what I was referencing. But you could also go C minor, F7, and sneak in D7. In the second half, G minor, 2, 5, rose will bloom in the snow, F minor, B flat 7, E flat major with the appoggiatura. I gave you my love. And some people there will stay on the E flat for 2 bars, and then go to C minor to F7, so you have a 2 5. But sometimes I feel like every version's a little different, but I feel like it wants to go to C minor after 1 measure of E flat, and then F7. Sometimes I'll go like F7, F sharp 7. Also a little bit like You'd Be So Nice to Come Home To, that Cole Porter song. And so the last part of the song, so you've got the I gave you my love, either C minor to F7 or just F7. And I was living a dream. You have that, again, B flat major. And I feel like in the measure, like 5 measures from the end, I feel like I gotta have a D7, G minor. And then the last 4 bars like a C7 or a C minor, F7, B flat. So I have to have that, I have to go back to G minor just because of the melody, like I gave you my love, and I was living a dream, but living would seem in vain if I lost you. And I actually recorded this song in 2003 with the Hot Club of New Orleans and a vocalist who passed a few years ago, rest in peace, Donald Waits, aka Mad Dog Waits. And I can't remember who did the arrangement on this song. Might have been me. But that I don't know where that music is. It's not on the streaming services, so if any Hot Club cats are watching this, what's up with the, how come our stuff isn't on the streaming services from back in the day? But I also played this tune at Sundance Square. I've been doing these solo gigs, usually like once a month. And I've been trying to kind of just play some tunes off the cuff without thinking so much about the arrangement and just going for it, you know, in a solo guitar context. And this one turned out pretty good. I put it on my my YouTube channel, Davey Mooney Music. You can check it out. But one thing that I noticed on the Bird with Strings version that was kind of cool, like so when they have that part, the birds in May, they go, I'm sorry, the birds in Maytime would sing. Kind of an interesting walk up. So that's the so the first half of the song you got if I should lose you, the stars would fall from the sky. If I, what am I doing? If I should lose you, the leaves would wither and die. And then they go C minor, the birds in E flat major 7, E7, F13. It's kind of cool, that little walk up. Whereas West Montgomery, they're in a different key, but they go, they kind of get to the same place. They go, the birds in Maytime, when they walk down, a mournful refrain. So they walk down from E flat, kind of D minor, C minor, 2/5 to B flat. And there's a ton of like really cool passing chords and in the piano on the Montgomery Brothers version that I didn't figure out all the chords. But yeah, in terms of playing on the song, you know, it's pretty straightforward. Minor key, bop stuff, not a ton of modulation. I mean, this is one of those tunes where if you can kind of play in the key of like G minor, you could fake it, you know, because it doesn't really go, you know, it's basically G minor, E flat major, and B flat major, which are all very closely related, right? Relative major, relative minor. So to me, it's really about hitting the subtleties of it, which also, for me, involves bringing out some of those passing chords and those little appoggiatura chords. So I'll be like... Some of those passing chords that I'm putting in that are from the head of the song It's sort of stuff that I'll put in other songs too, kind of over the bar line phrasing in the sense of like extending the dominant into the bar where it's supposed to resolve. So if I have a 2/5, you know, so I have like A minor, D7, G minor. I don't always like make the D7 resolve right on beat 1 of the G minor. Sometimes I'll play into it a couple beats, beat and a half, I don't know, and then resolve. And If I Should Lose You has that written in the melody, right? If I should lose you. But that's kind of a cool sound that I hear a lot too in classic jazz on those tunes, like an example, the Joe Pass song Catch Me, where the A sections are really just like D minor, but they're not so what modal jazz D minor. It's like, or say Segment, Charlie Parker, where the A sections are just B flat minor 6. But if you can play the Dorian, B flat Dorian scale, of course, but that's not really going to give you the sound. You kind of have to imply that there's like B flat minor, F7, B flat minor, F7, B flat minor, whether the rhythm section is playing those dominant chords. You kind of want to get like a bop sound, classic jazz vocabulary. You sort of assume you superimpose those dominants in there. So if I was just playing like G minor for a long time, same thing with the major chords, like rhythm changes is an example. When you're playing, especially the first 4 bars of rhythm changes, really it's kind of just B flat and then not B flat. If you go back to the original George Gershwin I Got Rhythm song. But anyway, I've got a whole video on that if you want to check that out. So yes, this is a beautiful tune, y'all. I'll play a few choruses on it, and please check out my video. I'll link to it in wherever you're watching this video, somewhere in the notes at the bottom. But beautiful tune, If I Should Lose You. And check out that Shirley Horn, Embers and Ashes, Montgomery Brothers, Groove Yard, all those records. Bird with Strings, Soul Station, etc. All right, enjoy.